Live, rolling, Channel 5. Welcome back to Qualified Dropouts, episode 11. If you didn't know who we are, my name is Asher. This is my lovely assistant, Ian.
Come on.
No.
All right.
All right, the first time it was funny. But no, we made this podcast to teach you guys the lessons we have learned with dropping out of college. We both started businesses about, actually, like, now.
A year
ago.
This month makes it a year.
Yeah, this month makes it a year. We actually forgot to talk about that on the Potter.
A year.
Well, I think we officially started in July.
But sales-wise,
But, yeah,
I don't think I made a
exactly.
sale till
Same.
August.
Yeah, I don't think it was until like August 24th, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was my first ever sale.
I think mine was 17th. No, mine was,
You-
mine was
you-
before
you-
that.
Yeah, you were definitely before me because you were balling out, and I called you, and I'm like, dude, how do you do this? Like immediately.
Yeah, I had a pretty good beginning, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely helped with, like, I just competed in a bodybuilding show and everything, and I was getting a lot of, like, I don't know. I think online coaching back then, the way we were going about it, was just, like, new.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people were doing it. But, I don't know. I just, had a really good beginning. Like, that's it. I had a really good beginning. I was able to do it full time. Definitely got, I want to say lucky because I put in the work, but I was definitely, like, right place, right time.
Right place, right time. Exactly, yeah.
And I know some people were trying like longer and they struggled, but then I still had my struggles for sure. Cause then I went down and then had a couple struggle months, but now I'm like back up and doing good. So
Yeah. Before anyone DMs me, comments me, this is not a big boy Coke. It's a Diet Coke. The girl actually gave me a huge discount. Did you see that?
No, how much?
She charged me for one 16-ounce drink, and I said 2 large because I paid for yours.
yeah,
And she charged me for one 16 ounces, 108. I was like, all right, appreciate
Yeah.
it. Sugar mama right there.
yeah.
But we wanted to touch base on this a little bit. Gotten a couple DMs about this, about like investing early, not into stocks or anything like that. More of just like tangible items that we've bought. So one thing I wanted to touch base on is like living situations as well as cars. And also just like day in the life of living. A lot of people like to think that you do have to live below your means. And to an extent, that's true sometimes. But I have found that if I live below my means when I am making more money than I ever have before, it's like, what am I truly doing this for then? You have to kind of live up to the worth that you're making. What was that quote you told me the other day?
Shoot, I don't remember.
It was literally something about that. It was about if you don't live with the worth, then why are you doing this in the first place? Something like that. I think Ed said it.
Really? I know.
Maybe it was Alex. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I remember Alex saying something along the lines of, like, it is about the money. Like, you just got to make sure what your values are is equal to, like, the money as well. Like, we're doing this to make money, right? That's like the whole purpose. It's not like we're doing this because if it wasn't about the money, we would make it free. Like, we need the money to live and everything.
Yeah.
But I really don't remember. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But so Ian just bought his first ever brand new car.
Yeah.
So
Most new cars, 2020, but still I'll take brand new almost.
congratulations to Ian. This was one thing that me and Ian both had on our vision boards.
Going into this year.
In 2022 was having a sports car. Both of us. We both obtained it, which is pretty sick. Ian's never owned a car above
2009.
Oh, I thought it was 2007.
No, it was 2009.
Well, anyways, 2009 Mazda. It was a beater.
Had it for like 6 or 7 years, and I think we're just talking about this because a lot of people, they see on the internet, like, you'll see very wealthy people, like, don't get a car loan, don't, like, buy stupid things like cars or, live in, like, places or wear nicer clothes. And I think that's to an extent.
Yeah.
But I think for me, I, like, set out for, like, really big goals and I hit them, but I never rewarded myself with it. All I did was just set bigger goals.
Yep.
And it just became very, I guess, mundane would be kind of, like, the best word. Just very, just, like, boring. Like I just didn't know what I was working towards anymore. I didn't feel like I was really accomplishing anything. And so I definitely deserved the car and was like super happy. And it definitely was like the best feeling ever.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of like negative things that go into like buying nice shit, but there's nothing negative about it. Everyone wants a nice car. If you tell me I don't care what car I drive, I'm sorry, that is a straight up lie. Everyone cares what car. Like no one wants a beater. When I was driving my Accord, my 2000 Accord that would break down whenever I would go uphill, I hated that shit. Why would I want to drive that around?
Yeah.
You know?
No, you want to be proud of like what you've done. But I think there's a point where some people, they try to live above what they've accomplished. Yeah. And I think that's something that like we're good at is we live way below what we've accomplished before we even like pull the trigger. And that's why we got like a nicer apartment coming up. Yeah. And I think it's like helping us like stay more motivated and definitely like more like, okay, we accomplished this, but like, is this like we still have to work hard to keep where we're at now?
Exactly.
Like we can't
100%.
slack off and just get comfortable.
Exactly.
So I think buying new things, if you set out a goal and you accomplish it, like treat yourself, like get a car payment. I think having a car payment is better than buying it outright. The reason being is you can leverage that money within your business or just start investing in portfolio or stocks or anything because you can outpace the interest rates. Yeah. Like that's it. If you put all your money into a car, you already lost its value. So it's like you can at least outpace the interest rates if you invest in like stocks or in your business. Your business especially. Like me, I'm at like a 20% growth rate every month, which is like, that's insane.
Yeah.
Like crazy, right? And I don't know. And like what APR for a car, I think I'm at 6% for a whole year.
Yeah,
so
you're at 6, and I think I'm at like 5.
So if I put all that money I had that I could like put down a car payment and put it into my business, it's like I'm gaining 20% every single month.
Exactly.
So that's what, like 240% per year, which would be pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But no, I just think, I don't know, a lot of people, they think that getting a car is like stupid or getting a car payment, but I think you can definitely get a car or something you enjoy and appreciate to motivate you to keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're not going to sit here and tell you guys to go out and fucking buy a Lamborghini when you hit $100K a month. We're not saying that at all.
Yeah.
What we're saying is you get to a point where you know how much money you're making on a month-to-month basis, and if you can afford, say, a car payment or whatever, and you know you have to do that amount of work in order to keep that, well, then that's the drive, right? And that was something for me. When I got my car, I was like, okay, like if I do have this monthly payment, I can still make it work. But the thing is I'm going to need to work this hard in order to keep this car because that's just something that I couldn't do. Buy a car and then go broke and then sell it back. Oh, that would be miserable.
Oh my God, it'd be so like. Because we made a post about it too. Like we posted about it, super emotional. Because I've never had a new car. I've always had beaters, and I'm 25, and so like being 25 and driving a 2009 Mazda, all the windows are broken. Like it's so bad. You turn it on, it just sounded like it was gonna break. You go over a bump, I thought my transmission was gonna be left behind. It was bad. And get in the car. A lot of people are gonna say that a month later you're gonna you're just not going to view it the same. You're like, oh, I wish I just kept my old car. Yeah. But I think that's a complete lie because I know what the work I had to put in, and I know exactly what I had to do to even think about purchasing this car.
I agree.
And I think the people who say that are the people who've never really they just go in and just want to get a new car because they want something new. They didn't accomplish anything. They didn't set any goals out. They didn't start their own business. They didn't invest in themselves or did hit a huge milestone. They just said, oh, I can afford a new car. I want a new car, right?
Boom, why not? They look at something shiny for a month and then, they go off and do whatever. But the thing is, if you actually accomplish something and then put your money into it, I've had my car. It's what's the month?
8 months.
August?
Right?
Yeah. So it's like 8 months. Dude, I love driving that fucking thing. Every single morning, driving out and getting on the interstate is like, dude, it's a feeling like no other. I've had it for almost a year already, which is kind of crazy to think about.
That is crazy.
And I still think that it's a new car because I knew what I had to do to obtain that car and from past experiences of me not having something that nice. So it's different when you have come from, say, something very, very nice. Say you've been driving BMWs, whatever, and then, you buy the new BMW. Well, yeah, you're only going to appreciate it for a month because you've been doing that your whole life. You know, I mean, even I think we can speak for ourselves on this. Or I think I can speak for both of us on this. In a year, if you bought the 2023 Mustang and I bought a 2023 Challenger, same thing. I don't think we would appreciate it that much because we've already had it.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I agree. I think this car I'm gonna have for a while because it's like a milestone of like what I accomplished. Yeah. It's not like what the car is I see it as, or like it's not like it's a 2020 like Mustang, or like I like it's the fact that I was able to actually do that by myself and be like more like self-made and make it myself and make my own income to do my own thing. I think that's why I will always appreciate it, and I'll definitely keep this car for a while because it's gonna be more of like what's the word I'm thinking of? I'm gonna have more of like an emotional tie to it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's why like I'm gonna always cherish it and like love it. So I'm super excited. It's pretty crazy. I still drive it. I'm like, man, this is crazy.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. I mean, especially because like, I mean, shoot, we both came from like nothing.
Literally nothing. Yeah. I still have to admit something. I still very much enjoy, and we are not that big of a podcast whatsoever. I still thoroughly enjoy the people who take the time out of their day to either comment on our videos, send me a personal DM, go into my Discord, harass my Discord, telling me that I am a white boy that has given everything his all.
Oh, that's great.
I actually thoroughly enjoy those messages because I just know where they're at in their life, and I'm like, man, I used to be there. I used to look at someone and be like, they just got lucky, but I'm so thankful now that like I really don't have that mentality anymore. And everyone who comments something negative, I mean, I bet you've seen on the Instagram page. I just say I'm praying for you.
Yeah, no, I have.
That's the best you can do. I mean, you can't, because if you entertain it, they're gonna think they're right. But the best you can do, in my opinion, is actually pray for them, because they're not going to change their mindset by listening to you. Something has to happen in their life to where they're going to change, and they're never going to come back and say, oh, you were right. Everyone's ego is way too high for that. But
it's just funny seeing the hate comments, because it's like, man, like, how can you like judge somebody? You don't even know their story. Like, everybody has a story.
Everyone has a story.
Everybody has a story. You don't know where they came from. And obviously the reason why you're commenting that is because you think that what we achieved, or which is kind of cool to see that like that's how people view us too. Like, obviously we achieved so much that somebody is jealous or they hate us for what we're saying. And that's fine. That's
the internet.
That's the internet.
Yeah.
But it kind of, I like reflect on a little bit. I'm like, man, why are these people like hating on us? Are we really like, are we that bad of a people? Are we spreading bad word? Or like, are we, doing good? And people obviously have opinions. And I think it's because of like how far we've come and what we're doing, and we're actually like exposing ourselves. And so for anybody that's like scared of haters or anything, just take it as a compliment. Like, it's like such a rewarding, well, it's not a rewarding feeling because it kind of sucks, because you always obviously want to like cater to everybody. But it's also a good reminder that you are doing the right thing if you have a hater, because you're doing something that they never wish they could.
Yeah. And haters get bored, dude. They move on.
Yeah.
Like, literally, the haters.
They'll probably forget about the comment they said about you, and then they'll see you in person like, dude, I listened to your podcast.
Exactly, man. They get bored.
In person, they're totally different. That's for sure. But I think I kind of want to talk a little bit about like my struggles before the car, and kind of like leading up to why I even purchased it, and like my emotional, like, just like my mentality aspect, because for me, I had a beater, and it was just, I was okay with it for a while when I first moved here. I was like, you know what? I'm saving money. I feel good. It's paid off. I don't have to worry about it. It gets me from point A to point B. But then, like, as time went on, Asher got a car, Hal got a car, which I still didn't really care. I was like, yeah, I know I'm going to get a car. I know I'm going to get a Mustang. Like, that was on my vision board. I knew I was going to get it by the end of the year. But I think when it really got to me was, like, probably a month to 2 months ago, when I know I've accomplished a lot of things and, like, everything was increasing, and I still was too scared to like do it, and I didn't know if I deserved it yet. And then it just kind of affected my mentality of kind of like imposter syndrome. Like, I didn't think I deserved it. I was like, I don't think I deserve it.
No, this is really important.
I would push it off, and I kept pushing it off, and I'm like, you know what? No, it's just stupid. It's like, it's stupid of me. It's like super selfish. I don't need to do that. It's a bad investment because it's not into my business, because we put all of our money into our business.
Literally everything. We're not big ballers whatsoever.
But I think last month, what really like made me switch and kind of be like, you know what, no, I need to start looking and actually like looking to get a car and see if I can even get one, was the fact that it was affecting like my mentality towards work and life itself. Like I just felt like I've been stuck in the same spot, even though I'm seeing growth. Like, sorry, I hate freaking sodas. They freaking make me burp. But where was I at?
It's ruining your mentality.
Oh yeah, I was like ruining my mentality, and I think that's when I decided to do it because I just felt like I was stuck and like I wasn't seeing growth. Even though I just felt like I wasn't. And it was affecting like my day-to-day work. I didn't enjoy it anymore. I was just kind of getting down, kind of going back into the slump I had at the beginning of the year. And it was just like, why am I even doing this if I haven't even accomplished anything? And I just had to like own up, like, no, I did. Like I deserve it. And then once I bought the car, I was like, oh my gosh, like it just reignited me. Like made me like, okay, I gotta really grind. Like what's the next step? So I don't know. It was just a big, like, huge switch, and I only did it just because my mentality towards my business was changing, and I think it helps rewarding yourself to keep you pushing further in your like journey or business.
Yeah. So, well, with that story, I'll tell my story too, because me and Ian's stories are kind of similar, just different situations. So what's interesting, what Ian just said about that is one of the first things he said was he was like, Hal bought a car and then I bought a car. This is very important, especially if you're young growing up, especially in high school and college. It is very, very important to be surrounded by a very competitive environment, because if me and Hal were to not get a car, I don't think any of us would have. I think maybe now, possibly, maybe. However, I still think it's very important to be around a competitive environment who people are always thriving in because, for instance, let's say that you drove a Honda Civic, Hal drove a Honda Civic, and I drove nothing. I'm probably going to get a Honda Civic.
Yeah, probably.
You know?
Yeah, you're like, oh, why not? It's
because, and I'm not dissing Honda Civic. I've never driven one of those cars. That was just the first thing that came to my mind. It's probably a very good car, probably, very reliable, I would assume. It's a Honda.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at is Honda Civic is a very average car, okay?
Yeah.
That's just what it is. It's a very average car. So if you're surrounded by people who are above average, and I'm not going to sit here and say that sports cars are very great cars, extremely expensive. However, I am going to tell you that they are above average, in my opinion. I think having a sports car, there is status that comes to it. And if you're surrounded by people who are, and going to get a sports car or something along those lines, I think it's going to push you to want to get that too.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I totally agree with that because I think a lot of times people get these like cars that they think are just like reliable or just like, I just need to get it just because I need point A to point B.
Yeah.
But like, get your dream car. Get
Exactly.
your car. Just set it and be like, I'm getting this. I don't care what anybody else says. And that's why like I got the Mustang. People are like, why the Mustang? That's stupid. It's an EcoBoost, 4-cylinder. You're such a loser. It's like, okay, like whatever. I mean, I really, really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like so much hate towards a car. And it's like, dude, you like, I don't know. It's not your life. You don't have to drive it every day. I do. And if I really like it and enjoy it, and it's my dream car right now, that's fine. Like that's not my goal I set out for. And so I think a lot of people, they think they need to settle for a car or something.
Dude,
because
selling for a car is so stupid.
you're going to hate it.
It's so stupid. Why
like,
would you settle for a car? You drive it every fucking day.
Yeah. Like, you should get the car you want. And if you can't afford it now, you just save and you afford it later.
Make more money and stop being a loser and save up for it and buy it.
Yeah. Don't try to settle.
Yeah.
That's what I learned because I settled for my last car.
Oh, with the Mazda?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I settled and I enjoyed it in the beginning, but then obviously I'm like, damn, I could have had a nicer car already.
So with me and my car, so my mentality going into it. So if y'all didn't know, I didn't have a car when I came here. I literally rode with Ian and walked everywhere. So my dad dropped me off basically and left, which is perfectly fine. I love my dad. So I was carless for I think 7 months which is perfectly fine. In December, it was a really, really terrible month for me. I was super sad. I didn't really feel like I was really growing in ways I wanted to grow. I've talked about this before in one of the older podcasts. But it was very hard to see what I was working towards in a way, because I didn't buy anything. I always wanted, nice car and nice place and stuff like that. And I kept on telling myself, I need to wait. But then once I actually started crunching the numbers and stuff like that, I'm like, wait, I don't need to wait. I can afford this. And it's funny enough, I was going to buy a Scat Pack. A lot of people do shit on me to buy a V6 Challenger, but I was going to buy a Scat Pack, and if they would have let me buy it, I would have bought it.
Yeah.
I would have. And it's because I really enjoyed it. The reason why I didn't buy the Scat Pack, my credit, I didn't have a credit card until I moved here. My parents did not really believe in credit cards that much.
If you don't have one, you should get one.
Yeah, so that's a completely different. We can actually go into that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Because we are talking about investments. However, so I was really sad, and to go back on the Scat Pack, they wanted $20,000 up front, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to do that. So that's why I didn't go with the Scat Pack. So Challenger was a lot better. They just had $5K down or said whatever. And then I bought it, went about my business. But
I put $0 down, by the way.
yeah, Ian got a really, really good deal on his.
Yeah, I put $0. I didn't want to put money down because I don't think you should. Yeah. Again, investments, we can talk about that later. But.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing. I knew I always wanted a car, but I just thought I thought I had to almost pay my car outright. I thought that's how entrepreneurs did it.
Yeah.
I thought they signed a bill. There you go. Here's my cash. I leave. $40,000. Boom. I thought that's how every entrepreneur did it because I look at the top 1% of entrepreneurs. That's who I listen to. I listen to these guys who make $200, $300 million a year. Obviously, they can buy a fucking $30,000 car if they want it.
They buy a $150K car like that.
Yeah. So I don't know why I would label myself as that. It's a completely different mentality now, obviously. But I thought that's what I needed. I'm like, okay, well, if I buy a sports car, I need to be able to buy it twice. That was just how I thought about it. And I was like, so if my car is $32,000, I need to make sure I have $64,000 in my checking account. That's just how I thought. And so I kept on working really, really hard. Mm-hmm. I had an extremely, really, really good month in December, which was very surprising. December is typically a pretty slow month for business unless you're selling products instead of services. Services, not very hot. Products, different because of Christmas and holidays and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I actually had a really, really good month. And then towards the end of December, especially towards Christmas, I was like, why am I even doing this though? I haven't even bought anything special. I don't even have freedom because I have to live on Ian's time, which was, perfectly fine. I still thank Ian for driving me around and shit.
Yeah. But I think we didn't mind it. We had the same schedule, so it was kind of fine. Yeah,
it was fine, but I still wanted to do things. I didn't want to ask Ian about it. So I ended up January 22nd. It was the first month of the new year. I put it on my vision board. The first of that month, that's when I hung up my vision board and shit. And me and TJ, I don't know if you're watching this. Shout out to TJ. He kind of talked me through it. We were driving home from Alpha Elite, and a Charger drove by, and he was like, damn, it's a nice car. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I really wish I had a car. And TJ's like, okay, well, how much money do you have? And we talked about it for a bit, and he was like, okay, so why can't you get a car? And I'm like, well, I can't buy it. And he was like, well, dude, you don't have to just straight up buy it in cash. That's stupid. And I was like, yeah, but I don't it feels like it's too early and this and that. And he was like, how about this? How about I will drive you to a dealership. You drive whatever car you want and then tell me that you can't afford it. And I was like, oh, okay. So funny enough, I actually
Horrible mistake. Never test drive a car
Yeah.
before you know you're ready to buy, because you will 100% buy.
Yeah. So what happened is I actually had a really busy day that day. I canceled all of my sales calls because I was like, fuck it, I want to do this. So we ended up driving to a dealership. I drove the Scat Pack first. And he was like, how much? Or I was like, how much? I think he said like 42 or 43. And I was like, okay, where do I sign? And he was like, wait, like what? And I was like, yeah, I mean, I'll buy it. And he was like, well, how about you apply and then like we'll give you a call. And I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. So he did that. He called me and he was like, yeah, so like going through your credit, blah, blah, blah. Because I only had a credit card for maybe 2 or 3 months at the time. So my credit was like, I was just new. My credit was fine. I was just new to it. And he was like, yeah, you got to put down 20,000. And I'm like, no, sir. So then me and TJ ended up going to another dealership, and then I drove something. It was a Chrysler. It was a Chrysler 300. Fucking hated it. It was so dog shit. They were like, Chargers drive the exact same. And it's so funny because TJ was like, okay, Chargers don't drive anything like that at all. Please don't listen to this bozo. And then there was this Challenger on the lot that was basically brand new. Had like, I don't know, 20,000 miles on it. And I was like, wait, that thing's kind of sexy. And like coming into this, I really didn't like Challengers at all. Anyways, test drove it. I really enjoyed it. I liked how big it was. Felt like a tank. Still does feel like a tank. And then, yeah, I bought it. But the thing is, what's really cool about buying a car, especially a new car that you know you earned, it's really, really emotional. When I was driving off the lot, I was literally shaking. And then on the car ride home, I cried a lot. Because I was like, I can't believe that I could actually afford this.
I almost cried. I got this like euphoric feeling. And, like almost had tears coming, and I was like, damn, I did this like by myself, built my own business. I'm able to afford this. I'm able to afford this comfortably. Like, holy crap, I actually did this. And then it was weird. It was weird. It's like that, like, I don't know. It's a very weird feeling because it's like when you work so hard for something and then like you actually accomplish it. And then you push it off for even a couple more months, and then you finally get it. It's just like you just had the best like feeling ever. Yeah. But I think the Challenger fits you. Like, I'm happy you got a Challenger over a Charger. Yeah. I think Chargers are ugly. Yeah. No, I like the Challenger a lot. But yeah, TJ was warning me too. He was like, dude, if you buy a car, it's literally like a feeling like no other. And then when I actually bought it, I was like, I didn't know this is how like buying a car felt ever. Mm-hmm. It was really, really cool. And that kind of goes on to my next point of like other things to like what high earners usually buy. And I do think like having a big house filled with kids and a wife and stuff like that, I think I'm going to get that same feeling again where it's like, I can't believe I actually did this by myself. Well, I don't want to say by myself, but you know, growing my own thing. You put in the work.
Yeah.
It's more like you put in the work. Obviously, you're going to surround yourself by the right people, and that's how you're going to be successful. But, I mean, you put in the work. It's your choice to wake up and work. Like, it's not people around you are forcing you to do it.
Exactly. Yeah, so it really, I don't want to say that I'm chasing that feeling again, because I'm definitely not, but it was very, very exciting how that did feel when I did buy it. And that's kind of what like drove me for the next couple months, especially. Because after I bought that, it almost felt like I was like so much at peace almost.
Yeah,
because
honestly,
a lot of hard work like paid off for it. And that's something that's very, very hard to see in entrepreneurship, and a lot of people don't realize it. Seeing hard work pays off, that is very hard to see in entrepreneurship because we are very, very hard on ourselves. Guys, Ian just said it. He had a 20% growth rate this month, and he still thinks that he didn't have a good month. That's like how it is.
Yeah. No, it's because, you know, you can always achieve more. And then honestly, it's because we compare ourselves and listen to people who are doing $1 million a month, or like they do like 10 million a month, or like, and we know these people, or not even know. I mean, we know some, you know, 7-figure earners, but we see them and listen to these podcasts with these guys. We're like, dang, we want to be, you know, we don't care about the money intake. We just want that just that, like, I guess that power in a sense. I don't know. I think it's more of just the power and like the leverage I'll have on my own life. Yeah. Leverage and freedom. Not even like leverage and like money and like being able to use people. It's like leverage and freedom of me being able to do whatever the frick I want. Like that's it. And so you see this growth, but it's like, damn, someone's still doing better than me. I have to do better.
Exactly.
And like, so you'll never feel that peace. But now that I bought my car school, you said that because it's like, I feel so much more clear-headed, like going the day. Like, I feel like I'm just like, okay, I don't try to overwhelm myself and be like, I didn't get enough done. I'm just like, okay, this is what I'm going to do, get my tasks done. And then I'm just taking it day by day and enjoying the moment, like every single day enjoying it. Because I feel like last year went by so fast because we were just like, next day, we need the next day. Like we'd finish the day, like, all right, what's the next day? Like what we need to do the next thing. And we just would work sun up to sundown and days just blurred together. Like,
dude, especially,
and it's like, you just don't stop.
We'll finish work at 8 and be like, wait, it's 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Fuck, I got like 200 carbs left to eat.
Yeah, I'd be like, we have to eat. We have to freaking drink water. I have to work out. I still have to work out today. I'm like, damn, I have phone calls. Like, but I'm okay with it. And then
that's the true fulfillment in life, though. In my opinion, I think that's the true fulfillment in life when time just goes by so fast because you're working towards something and having fun.
But then it's like, okay, it's only 8. I got 2 hours before I go to bed. What should I do? Right?
Yeah.
And then like, there's no downtime because when I don't do anything, I feel lazy. I feel so lazy.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to do better on that, like having more of a balanced life and like enjoying, because I feel like I get such like a big high and like a really good feeling, and I'm very positive when like the day's going well and I've, had wins. I've either had sales calls or having great, transformations or whatever. But in the moment, like I go back to my regular life and what I do outside of work, very dull to me. But I think bringing the car in has sparked that because it's like, I've now invested into my my life, exactly. Like my life and not my business, my personal life, and that it just showed me that my business took off and like is doing well enough to supply for my real life and like my personal life to be able to enjoy it and be happy. And I think that's why I've also been just more like, I don't know, just chill and just kind of like taking it day by day because I'm really enjoying the process. I'm definitely still getting just as much work done, but I'm like seeing the business pay off in my personal life, and it's like really cool. And I think that's kind of why getting a car or something in your personal life after you've achieved things is going to be so beneficial for you to keep growing your business.
Yeah, it is super. That's another great point you brought up is when it comes to personal life and business life, it is so fucking hard to balance those. Like, I talk to Will about this a lot. At the point I'm at now, I don't think I can hold a conversation with someone who doesn't really own a business. It's very difficult for me. When it comes to women, it's completely different. I can entertain a girl. When it comes to men, though, dude, it is very difficult for me.
Yeah, because it's like, what do you talk about? Yeah. Right, you talk about their careers and stuff. I have like some best friends. It's cool hearing about their life and maybe they have a family and everything. But
that's kind of what I mean by like balancing the business life and personal life. It's like I really want to get to know some people who don't own businesses and stuff like that. But then I think on like the business life side of things, and I'm like, but what value are they bringing to me to help my business in a way? Or give me some type of value or knowledge. So that's why it's really difficult because something about that's just engraved in especially entrepreneurship's heads. We are always thinking about work, always. No matter where we are. Like, if we're on a date with a girl, we're still thinking about work. I'll be honest.
So honestly, sometimes I have to I have to turn off my phone and like actually disconnect because that's all I think about. Yeah. My client will text me like, all right, hold on. Yeah. And I'm like, no, I can't do that. You got to build relationships. Yeah. And just learning how to balance. And you're going to learn it. Like if you start entrepreneurship or you start your own business or you start doing your own thing and creating your own freedom, whatever it may be. And when you become obsessed with anything in life, you're going to have to learn how to balance. And it's going to be hard. It still is, but I think I've gotten better at it, at just letting it.
I'm going to be honest. I have not really gotten better at it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think you have. I think
it's very, very.
That's why I try to
difficult
get
for
you
me.
out. And I'm like, come on, Asher, like you got to do something. You're like, I'm gonna go to my room, and I'm like, come on.
It's
I'm not trying to pull you away from it because I wouldn't let you slack. I think we would never let each other slack.
No.
But because we're still seeing growth. But
Yeah.
it's like I think for you sometimes you need to pull away because
I
you need
definitely
to become a person outside of that.
Dude, it's just, oh man, the obsession that comes with it, it's really, really hard for me.
But you're a very addictive person too.
Huh?
You're like an addictive person.
Oh,
too.
100%. Yeah. If I find that I like something, then I just really, really put my all into it. I think this is why I was heavily addicted to nicotine back in the day and a very heavy drinker because I enjoyed it. So I put my all into it.
Don't do that.
But obviously that's bad.
Flip that.
Bad advice. Don't do that.
But no, I mean, I think when I become very like addicted to something, I do put like, I just obsess it and I learn as much as I can about it. Just same with like fitness, dude. I just love fitness to the point where I hate seeing bullshit about nutrition and training. It pisses me off. That's why I do all my own research on it. And that's why I just comment back to people.
That's one of your biggest pet peeves.
Oh, dude, I hate it. Association studies.
Yeah.
Stupid. So stupid. They're like, aspartame is so bad for you, it causes heart disease. And it's like, okay, you're associating it with a fat person who's eating McDonald's, 40 years old, weighs 400 pounds. You don't think it's the fact that he has 50% body fat and he just doesn't do any cardio. And like, that's what you gotta learn how to read a study.
Yeah.
Like, don't ever believe association studies. If it says association on it, you can actually just disregard that because it has no context. It's not going to prove anything. It's going to tell you, well, this and that, and that's it. That's the answer. Like, it's literally saying, well, this has happened, could be because of the X, Y, and Z. And it's like, okay, it's not like directly attacking the subject of what you want to know. But it's my biggest pet peeve. Whenever people
Really?
like, oh, dude,
I thought it was. I thought you may have had another one like in your personal life.
what do you mean? Like,
so for me, a big one for me is waiting on people.
oh, same. You know, I hate that.
I know. That's why I was kind of like saying like personal life wise.
Yeah.
That's definitely
waiting.
That's definitely up there for sure. For
Planning's a big thing for me. Like time, being like really on time with things. Like never be late. Like to me, being late is the rudest thing you can ever do, and I hate it. And it hurts. It really irritates me, especially if it's like out of my control to the point where like somebody else is like making me late.
Exactly.
And not to attack any of my friends, but let's say you made me late for something. I'm not saying you have, but dude, it makes me have really I get angry with you because then it makes me look bad as a person.
Exactly. Yeah.
And to me, I think being late is the worst thing you can do because it just shows how much you care about that other person if you told them that time.
Exactly.
Like they don't, like obviously you don't value it.
Yeah.
And so
I agree with that 100%.
that's like a big pet peeve of mine. But business-wise is the lack of knowledge. That's unhealthy. Energy drinks are unhealthy. Why is it unhealthy? Well, because these chemicals. What chemicals exactly? Break it down for me.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know the names. Then how do you know they're unhealthy?
Yeah.
So it's just like breaking it down to the point
it's
where
just
if you
like
don't know the knowledge
yeah.
and you don't have the studies to back it, you're just repeating what the whole public says because the media told you so. And it's like the media lies.
Yep, that's what they're good at.
Yeah. So it's just like pisses me off. Like it really like that. Like that's like the thing that really irks me. That's why I just question people. I'm like, why? I just literally question people. Will comment on my thing that, well, no, you need to do this. Protein's bad for your kidneys. Well, why is that? Well, because it can hurt them. Well, why? How do they hurt them? And they just have no idea. I'm like, no, actually, the only time protein can hurt it or even whatever is if you have some type of kidney disease prior. Even then, it still showed a small percentage of damage. The reason why I know this is because I do have a client who had a heart transplant and she also has kidney problems, but we have her on a high protein diet. She gets her blood work done and it does not affect her kidneys at all.
Damn.
She's actually her kidneys are very healthy. But if the blood work comes back bad, what we do is we drop the protein. So it's like, just people, they're stupid.
Yeah.
I hate it. I don't know.
Dude,
Pull up facts.
The media is very good at hooks. They're very good at marketing.
Yeah,
I'll be honest. They're pros at it. They've been doing it for a while. They know how to hook in idiots and just portray the complete wrong message.
That is facts. That's why, like, just do your own research. Even if I say it, you should quote me and then go look it up and see if it's true. And I could give you the actual studies, but even then it's like, you still shouldn't believe me. Yeah. You can say you got it from me and then you can look it up yourself and look at the true studies.
Yeah, the last episode I said Hustlers University isn't a scam. Dude, I got clowned for that. Why am I a clown? What part of that program?
How is it a scam?
What part of that program is a scam? You must be in it, because I guarantee you none of them are in it. They just don't, they just don't like Senor Tate. That's it.
That's it. Well, it's just like any marketing strategy, like scheme, whatever. How is it a scam if you pay for something and they give you a product or service that you already knew you were gonna get going into it? So therefore, you're paying. It's your job to pay them. Like, they don't force you to pay. They don't care if you pay.
Yeah.
So for scams, unless you pay for something and you receive nothing and they totally block you and they take your money, that's a scam.
Yeah.
But if they don't.
Now, there are scams on the internet. They're complete.
100%.
Oh my gosh, there are a lot of scams on
the
internet.
Yeah, that's just like, I don't know. Some people just, I don't know. People just surprise me every single day.
It's really egotistical in my opinion. You got a really high ego if you say that, because you saying that, you are saying, I already know everything in the curriculum. I know everything about it, so paying that is a scam.
Yeah, you
Not
make
everyone
$30,000 to $40,000 a year. Which, by the way, I'm not saying money means anything, but those people are teaching you how to make 6 figures a year. And if you're not doing that and more, then obviously you don't know everything.
Yeah, exactly.
I might get hate for that one, but it's all right.
Nah, if you're broke, you need to tell yourself you're broke. Some people are broke and think they're rich. Dude, if you're fucking broke, look in the mirror and say, I'm a fucking brokey, and go get cash money. That's just how it is. Me and Ian looked in the mirror and said, we're fucking broke. And you know what, today? We still look at ourselves in the mirror and say, we're fucking broke.
Can I go buy a house cash? No, I'm broke.
Yep. Boom.
Like, that's it.
Because if you the day you say, oh, I'm perfect, I have everything, well, then what's there to strive for? Absolutely nothing. So you may as well be realistic with yourself. Yeah. This is actually a conversation we had yesterday in the kitchen. So last night in the kitchen, me and Ian were talking about like our value as men in general.
Oh, yeah.
The reason why we were talking about this, so Tucker on Fox was talking with Tate about everything that happened, his banning and stuff like that. I know everyone has an opinion on Tate. I'm not going to go into that. You can have your own opinion about him. But me and Ian were just being realistic with ourselves in the kitchen. We were talking about our value as a man as a whole, and being realistic with ourselves. I think I said I was
a 3 or a 4.
I think I said I was a 3 or 4, and Ian was like, that's not it at all. You're definitely higher than that. So
scale of 1 to 10, by the way.
Yeah, scale of 1 to 10. So here's the thing. An average person is a 5, all right? Average person is a 5. Also, the average income in America is $54,000.
Is it?
I think $54,000, maybe less. I don't know, $52,000, somewhere around there.
Yeah, 40 or 50.
Let's say $50,000. Okay, and then also height-wise, 5'10".
I'm above average, baby.
So that's the thing. Just by those two factors alone, Ian's already above average. Me personally, I'm 5'10", so I'm average in that area. I'm not going to say how much I make, but I don't make an average salary. So putting that case, I am a little bit above average. Now, having said that, I put myself as like a whole as a man, and I don't really have a whole lot of things. I have a business. I have a dog. I have a sports car. I don't have a house. I don't have kids. I don't have a wife. So having that, I think that also adds a lot of value as a man. So that's where I put myself at basically a 0.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a wife, I don't have kids, and I don't have a big house. That's kind of like, I would say the dream in America, right? Everyone wants to have a family and kids.
No, for sure.
So that's why I value myself at 3 or 4. Obviously, I pulled it back and it was like, okay, whoa. So if I were to be completely true and honest with myself, I would say I would rate myself like a 6.5, 7.
Yeah.
I would say that's true. Mm-hmm. Now, here's another thing. Here's another point we brought up. That's a man as a whole. Now, if we were talking strictly about 23-year-olds, I would rate myself probably an 8 or a 9. I don't think there are 23-year-olds out here actually running successful businesses, as well as having the networking opportunities that me and Ian have both accomplished. as well as having just the knowledge we have at our age, especially when it comes to wealth in general and money and investments.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people in our...
I would even say confidence-wise and just, like, willing to, like, take risks and pursue dreams. I think a lot of people get, like, you know, very just, like, go with the flow and everything. There's definitely a lot of people that, you know, they are very successful and they shoot for their stars and everything. But, I mean, yeah, for, like, as man as a whole, though, I think even though you don't have, like, a wife, house, whatever, kids, everything like that, I still think you strive for that, so it can still, like, bring it up. Like, that, it's just all about, I think it's just mentality as well on how you view life. And if you view it as, okay, this is, like, it's black and white, like, you can only follow this, these are the rules, everything like that, or do you view it as, I can achieve anything I want if I actually try and I don't give up?
That's true, yeah.
So I think, I don't know, it's hard to put a number on that or even, like, rate you, because you're doing what you want. Freedom's a big thing. You've created your own freedom. You're doing whatever you want to do. You can go for a week, go home if you want, and still work and do that, which I know we don't really like to, just because we'd rather be here and working. But no, I mean, there's so many different factors into it, and you will eventually have that in the future. But
I mean, my point was just, it's good to not label yourself as perfect, because if you label yourself as perfect, you're not going to
grow anymore. And
that's the most attractive thing in both male and female, in my opinion, is self-growth.
Oh, 100%.
I think that's
like,
the most beautiful thing in the world.
Yeah, because it's like, what are you going to accomplish next? What are you going to, like, you're always striving for more. If you had everything, you have nothing to strive for. What would you do with your life? Like,
So
you would
boring.
just do nothing.
It'd be useless. Man, I would be so... just be heartless.
Like, imagine, just picture this. Picture you had all the money you ever wanted, the girl of your dreams, you had a family, or whatever your dreams were. Everything was done. Like, you already accomplished it. You're done. Your age, let's say you're 21. You finally made it. Like, that's it. Now you have till you're 21, till average age is what, 84, 87 or something like that?
Yeah.
82 maybe? So 82 to do what?
That's the thing. It sounds good on paper, but if it's not fulfilling, then...
Yeah, and it's like, oh, I have all the money, I can do what I want. It's like, yeah, go
what
go fly to Italy 5 times a year. I guarantee you're gonna be, you're like, damn, I don't want to go fly to Italy again because it's just annoying flying out there, right? So it's like, I don't know. I think the as Alex Hormozy would say, the game is the best part every single day. I don't know. Like,
you can quote this. Alex Hormozy is going to be on this fucking podcast sooner or later. I don't care when it's going to be. Mr. Hormozy, you're going to be on this Potter one day.
5 years from now. That's a long shot, but...
Dude, in 5 years, that man is going to be worth so much.
He's going to be a billionaire.
Yeah. He talked about that with...
oh, he wants to be.
Yeah, with Ed, actually, I think.
But he realized he has to be a celebrity first.
Yep.
Which is facts.
Yeah.
You have to be a celebrity to be a billionaire, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, think of any billionaire you know without being
on
a celebrity or social media or, like, there may be a couple, but maybe they're the owners of, like, Ford. Or, like, they're the owners of a company that you know, and if you looked him up, he's, like, you know him. You'd meet him and be like, oh, my God, that's him.
Yeah.
Right? You don't just run into a billionaire. Oh, you're a billionaire? I don't even know who you are.
Exactly.
Are you kidding me?
So rare.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But... no, I think this is good. I think we could dive into the car payment, why I put $0 down in, like, investments, and then wrap it up here.
All right.
So I don't think you should really put money down for a car, because I've actually done a little bit of, like, research. Like, what's good enough? Like, your income, if you take it, like, how much of that percentage should be, like, a car payment or whatever? And they say, like, if your car payment is 10% of your income, like, you're golden. Like, you will be fine. Like, you're okay. And when I saw it, I was like, damn. Wow. Like, that kind of I'm like, that's so true. Like, even if it's like 5% or whatever, like, that's what it's going to be. Like, I'm like, yeah, I could afford this. And there's no point in putting all that money into a car or buying it outright, because that's like, let's say you buy a $26,000 car. Yeah, you paid out $26,000. That money's gone. Now you have a car and no money, like, working for you. And that's how you leverage your money, is either put it back in your business, whether it be running ads or hiring an employee that can help you, produce so much work. Like, I have an employee, I think, like it's like 24,000 a year or something like that. I don't know what her salary is, but $24,000 a year.
It's a little bit more.
So no,
It's like well, yeah.
Because it's like 20 because 12 months in a year.
Yeah. But sometimes with bonuses and shit.
Yeah, so a little bit more than 24,000. It's like, okay, if I would have just paid my car outright, I would have lost a whole year. Of like I could have paid my VA. Exactly. Right? I'm still gonna pay her, but what I'm saying is, if you have that money up front, imagine if you just paid somebody that salary for the whole year. You have one person now. You bought back your time for a whole year of work, whether it be lead generation or creating content for you or doing something boring like managing an email list. It doesn't matter. It's something that takes up time that you can buy back. And it's like, that's a whole year's of work. 52 weeks. I don't know. That's just like crazy. That's why I put no money down. Because I did not want to put any money down because I wanted to be able to have my cash on me to be able to use it in the business or invest in a rental property by next year. That's my goal, is to have some type of rental property or just buy a house myself, own it for a year, then rent it out. I don't know yet. I'm still figuring that out. But I don't know. I think people think they need to like buy a car outright. You shouldn't have a loan. It's like, well, why not? Because if you're even getting 3 or 4% APR on your car, you can put all your other money into the stock market, and naturally that money will grow faster than your APR on your car. So it's like you're going to make more money anyways.
Yeah.
And if you have your own business, if you continue to work, you're just going to keep making more money. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. And that's the crazy thing. When we actually got into business, we really started to realize how money actually operates. Like, I used to look at money as literally just a number. That's it.
Yeah.
Now, we literally, I don't know how you view your money. When I view my money in my bank account, I'm like, okay, this money, shit, I just hit my mic. This money gives me this much time.
Yeah. It's a resource. It's like gold.
Yeah.
It's like gold. It's like,
and it's crazy
like electricity.
How it changed.
It's like anything. It's just a resource that's a piece of paper that you can use or trade in or do whatever to either enjoy the riches of life, or you can use it to pay for people's labor for things that you don't want to do. So you leverage back more time.
Yeah.
You can use it for something that's eating food. I love food.
Yeah.
But
it's just weird though, because
at first
when I was working on a serving job and shit and had no money at all of the money that I would make, I would spend it on just ridiculous stuff that had no value, like alcohol, drinks at a bar.
I got so much hate with, I said I bought two drinks at the bar. I was like, spent $60. Everybody's like, you got scammed. Well, I'm including the Uber, but I think I bought a shot too. So it's like 3 drinks. But anyways, $60. And I'm like, alcohol is expensive. Going out to drink's expensive. Whatever.
Yeah.
I see people drop $200 or $300 and I know they don't have it because they complain about how broke they are, and they still go out and buy shots for everybody. I'm like, that's why you're poor.
Yeah.
That's why you're poor.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm poor.
So I didn't mean to.
You want to go drink tonight? Yeah, dude, let's do it. Well, that's why.
You're using your money to to buy time to enjoy and be happy for that little bit of time. That's it.
Yeah.
You're trading your money for happiness.
Yep. And in the long term, you're going to keep doing the same shit and continue to be poor.
I think that's why I realized, like, it really doesn't matter. Like, that's why I don't think we care how much money is in our bank account. I don't think I really care. Mm-hmm. I just need to make sure I can cover everything in my bills.
I think at the first of the month, at least me anyway, I look at my bank account and I'm like, okay, if I were to put no more money in this account, will I be able to pay everything? And it's always yes.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm like, why would I want more? Yeah. You don't need more.
No. Because then, like, eventually,
because if you have more, you're gonna spend more. And the thing is, just how the human brain works. If you have more, you're going to spend more. And most of the time, you're going to spend it on something you really don't even need.
Yeah, you just do it because you're like, I have it.
Because I have it. Exactly. I have it.
You're going to go out, and instead of buying a gallon of water for $2, you're going to go buy a $5 water bottle. And it's like, okay, now you have to buy multiple of those. There you go. You spent $25, and you could have spent $2, right? But you're like, oh, I don't need it because I make that money anyways. It's like now, let's say you make $25 an hour. You just lost an hour of time. I don't know, kind of crazy, but I think that's something. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like sometimes we're bad at spending our money on stupid things here and there. or we kind of spend money. We're like, shit, we shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
But I mean, we do also are like, when we shop, it's like very.
I don't think we really buy anything, dude. I can't tell you the last time I bought fucking clothes.
Same.
All
Well,
my
I bought that Young LA drop. But
yeah, all my shits are still hand-me-down. I don't even. Oh, this is when I used to work for.
I
Get
guess
Better
that's.
Today.
I mean, I think all we buy are stuff to like subscriptions for our business, like to like help with marketing and stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy when we get big payments. We're like, okay, now we can invest into this guy and get his knowledge, and then we can do this, and then this will give us this. And it's all about time. It's like we do this, then we'll have more time to do this, and then we got to tackle this fire, and then we got to do this with this time.
And like, then we go out to Chipotle. I mean, here like once a week.
Yeah,
If that.
but the reason why I bring that up, my brother's actually in the process of starting a business here soon. Hunter, if you're watching this, we're gonna do big things with that company, and eventually you're gonna be on this podcast to talk about how it all started. But
Facts. No printer.
He was telling me about his bonuses that he gets for work. And I was like, damn, that's pretty cool you get bonuses. He was like, yeah, I just don't know what to do with it. And I was like, okay, well, what you need to do is definitely do not buy things for your personal life, because that's not how you're going to grow your business. So I was like, don't buy a fucking cruise. Don't buy this trip with your girlfriend. Don't do any of that.
That's what they want you to do.
That's
exactly what they want you to do.
Yes. And we don't really have a lot of girl viewership, so it's fine. And this wouldn't offend girls either. About what you just said.
Oh.
About like girls wanting, I mean, girls want you to spoil them and go on trips. That's just, I mean,
it's vice versa.
Yeah, vice versa. Guys want to spoil themselves with their wife to go on trips. That's just how it is. But
don't do it.
The thing is you have to build the wealth in order to do that first. And if you're just doing the trips just to make your wife happy, well, I mean, that's just, I don't have a wife, but that's just stupid. But so I told Hunter, I was like, okay, well, first with your bonus, we need to register an LLC. So he's in the process of doing that with his first bonus here in a couple months. So once he registers, because it's registering an LLC is not like cheap.
You should do it now before that name gets stolen.
Yeah. I've talked to him. I may help him out a little bit.
Yeah. So you just need to get that done.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure my registration for my company was $750 or something, with an agent as well. If you don't have an agent, then it's like $300, but it's stupid to not get an agent because the agent basically just does everything for you when it comes to like paperwork and shit like that. And it's just fucking, you don't want to deal with that shit. So it's like $700. And then, so that would cover like his first bonus. And then he's like, okay, what would I do with my second bonus? And it's like, well, in the meantime, you're still gonna be working on your company, marketing, stuff like that. So by the time your second bonus comes, you're basically going to invest that into your business, whether it's clothing, open a Shopify account, whatever it may be, to promote this even more. And it's basically like you started your company with $0 and you're only going to profit. Because bonuses, if you don't look at it in your checking account, you're not going to spend it. If he were to put the bonuses in his checking account, I guarantee you he'd be
buying new clothes,
taking his girlfriend out, doing whatever. That's just how us humans work. That's just how we are. You really can't argue it. The most disciplined people in the whole entire world, with money in their checking account, if they have too much, they're still going to spend it. That's a big reason why you should have multiple accounts and also multiple credit cards.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't even touch into that.
We didn't even touch on credit cards, but
just get a credit card, because now, basically, sum it all up, you're spending somebody else's money. So if somebody steals that card or steals that money, it's not your fault. It's their money. That's their problem. So you don't owe them anything because it's their fault that they let credit card thieves steal it, utilize it, spend their money, and you just get it back. Where if somebody steals your debit card, that's your own money you're spending. To the point, if somebody steals that and use that, the bank may give you $300, maybe $1,000 back. But if they spend $10,000, that's gonna make you, pretty sad. So never. I actually don't even have I don't even have a debit card.
You don't have a debit card
for my business account. I just only have a credit card because there's no point. I also am getting cash back. So I was like, why wouldn't I spend somebody else's money and get cash back? But also, guys, learn how to use a credit card. The point is, you have to pay it off. So don't spend more than what's in your checking account.
Yeah.
Like, don't spend more. That's it. People are so scared of credit cards.
It's very simple.
treat it like a debit card, but you're making money and you're spending somebody else's debit, or you're spending somebody else's money. So now you have no liability to that other than because they have credit card fraud protection up to a certain limit, and then they can shut it off if they feel like that's happening, and you don't have to pay it back if you're like, dude, that's not I didn't do that. It's not my fault that it got stolen. That's your security problem. So now you're safe. You don't owe them any money. It's like it's not my fault.
Yeah.
So you just move on, and then the bank has it, or the guy, wherever that money comes from, right? It doesn't just disappear, by the way, like the student loan thing. But
oh man, that is something else, man.
People think it's like such a good thing. It's not. It's not a good thing.
It is something else, dude. Holy shit.
But get credit cards. It's make money from them, and you're spending somebody else's money, so you have no liability to it. Just do not spend more than what you have in your checking, and you're golden. Like, that is it.
Yes, please get a credit card. Learn from my mistakes. If someone tells you don't get a credit card, that's what stupid people do. They are broke as fuck. They don't know what they're talking about. I'm telling you this right now. If someone tells you getting a credit card is stupid, they are broke. They don't have any money. That is why a credit card is stupid to them, because they can't pay it off. If you are working just a regular job and you can fucking pay off a credit card, get it, because it's free money. It's literally free. I've only had a credit card for a year, and the amount of money I've made on that credit card is insane, just because I can pay it off.
My credit cards, I still have money. I've made
get multiple.
I've made $2,000 cash. I still haven't redeemed it. I have $2,000 just chilling. I don't even look at it, honestly, because to me, it's not my
It's an
emergency
extra,
money.
Exactly. It's like an extra savings account, basically.
Yeah.
If something shits the bed,
I just let it roll up. I just let it roll up. I don't really care.
Yeah.
And so I just let it do that, and you don't even think about it. But then it's like, yeah, I have $2,000. I can go spend on whatever I want. That's the money you use to if you want to reward yourself for a great month, you go out and you buy a trip somewhere.
Yeah.
But I actually just pretend I don't have it because I want to see how much I can get it up to.
I
want to see if I can get up to like 3,000 or 5,000. That'd be so sick.
Yeah.
What if I get enough to put a down payment on a house? That would be so like $10K.
Yeah.
It's not too bad.
Yeah. The last time I checked, I've only had a credit card for a year. I think with all of my credit cards, I have like maybe 1,000, but like I haven't checked in a while.
That's why I have multiple credit cards.
Yeah.
Never close them. Never close them too. That actually hurts your credit score. Keep it open. I have a Bank of America credit card I just got rid of, and it's like still open. I just don't close it because
you just paid it off and you just cut it.
Yeah,
threw it away. Yep. Yeah. I closed one credit card before I even got my first credit card because I don't know how this happened. I got charged on my credit card. This is my student credit card. I got charged like $36. Called the bank that was connected to it. I'm like, yo, why did I get charged for this? And they were like, it was something at the University of Tennessee that I got charged for. And I'm like, I've never used this card in my whole entire life. Why am I getting charged? And they were like, well, this happened. I'm like, okay, well, here's the money. Pay it off. Please take this down. I don't even go to that school anymore. That was the only time I've actually closed a credit card because I actually don't even know what I bought with
Maybe an annual fee or something.
Yeah, I don't know. But I was like, I'm not. And it was a stupid fucking. Yeah, my guys, I'm saying this live on the air. My dog is officially gay.
We used to throw up a video of him.
He is, man, he is something else.
Anyways, I think we definitely rambled a lot today, but we had some good topics.
Yeah,
I hope you guys enjoyed. I think we're wrapping it up there. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that was a successful episode 11. So first, I just want to say thank you guys so much for the support. We know that our demographic is around like the ages of 16 to 20. So a big thing with this podcast is we want you guys to share this with someone who needs to hear it. Me and Ian both believe that we live in a society now where people want to get told what they want to hear compared to what they need to get told what they need to hear. Did I say that right?
I think so.
I think I may have said a word backwards. Anyways, me and Ian like telling people what they need to hear compared to what they want to hear. We don't like losers. And if you got any from this podcast, that's basically the whole thing. But this is the last podder we have on this setup.
So moved to a new apartment with a beautiful background.
So hopefully next episode y'all will be able to see the skyline of Houston. That's the plan if we can get our podcast set up in the right position. We'll see what happens though. We'll definitely keep you on the loop. thank y'all so much for all the support. Make sure to share this with someone who is trying to become a very good version of themselves. But with that being said, catch y'all next week.
Episode 11.
Peace.
Peace.